Crawfish étouffée varies depending on where you are in the state of Louisiana, but the one thing we should agree on is ain't no tomatoes in it. Some people like a super dark roux. I like mine more blonde. Let me show you how to make it. You're gonna start with your Cajun Trinity, which is yellow onion, green bell pepper, celery, along with the white parts of 3 green onion stalks. You're gonna put that in a heavy bottom pot along with a stick and a half of salted butter. I'm cooking mine in my medium-sized Magnalite pot. So I'm going to put the lid on that, and I let these vegetables sweat for about 30 minutes because you don't want your étouffée to taste oniony. So once your vegetables start to look like this, you add in the pulp, which is garlic. I chopped up 4 cloves of garlic. Put the lid back on it, and you're going to cook that until your vegetables get a little bit more translucent and you start to smell your garlic, but you don't want to burn it. At this point, it should look like this. You're going to add in your flour. I am doing 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, and then now this is the point where you're going to make your roux. You want to make sure that your fire is somewhere around medium. It's going to take a little while. You have to be patient because you want to cook this until it starts to brown. You want that peanut buttery kind of color, more of a blonde roux. Some people, once again, depending on where you are in the state, they prefer a darker étouffée. It is completely up to you. It just depends on how you was raised. I was raised on a blonde roux. So once mine starts to brown, then I like to add in some Cajun seasoning, some black pepper, and smoked paprika because it really complements your seafood. Now you're going to continue to cook your roux, stirring it frequently. You don't want it to burn, but you do want to get that beautiful peanut buttery color. It should start to look something like this. By this point, this is when you're ready to add your liquid in. Some people do chicken stock, seafood stock, whatever. I think water works just fine. In total for this pot, I did 4.5 cups of cool water. I start out pouring the 2 cups first, stirring it really well. Your roux and your water should look like this. Then over time, I go in with the rest of my water. Some people like theirs a little looser. If you want it a little bit looser, you can add a little bit more water. If you want it on the thicker side, you can cut back on the water. Consistency is up to you. At this point, I'm going to add more Cajun seasoning along with liquid crab oil. Y'all, the liquid crab oil is concentrated. So a little bit goes a long way. We're going to put the lid on it, let it simmer for a while. Now we're going to get our crawfish tails ready. Louisiana crawfish tails are the only option. I like to separate the fat liquid part from the tails, and I'm going to show you why in a second. After our étouffée base has been cooking for a minute, we're going to take that fat and we're going to add it first and let it simmer by itself. It just really helps you get that crawfish flavor infused throughout your étouffée, but you're going to add your tails later because you don't want them to overcook. So you're going to add that in, stir it really well. You can also check again for seasonings at this point. Put the lid on it, and you're going to let it simmer a little bit longer, maybe somewhere around 10 minutes, okay? At this point, I added some cayenne because, of course, your étouffée got to be just a little spicy, and I tasted it and realized that it didn't need any more spice. It just needed some salt. That's me adding that last half cup of water just to make sure my consistency is good, and then I added in my crawfish tails, and then now I'm going to let this simmer, I don't know, maybe for about 5 minutes. And then after those 5 minutes, it'll be ready to serve. I also added my fresh chopped parsley at the end because, you know, you don't want to cook it to oblivion, okay? We like some fresh food little. We want it to look fresh and taste fresh. So put the lid on that, let it simmer for that 5 minutes. You know, I got to fry me some fish during the in-between time. And then now it is ready to serve, y'all. Of course, you're going to serve it over some rice, with some fried fish on the side. If I really wanted to go crazy on the carbs, I would have made a potato salad too, but I was trying to keep it cute, okay? Y'all, étouffée is easily top 3 Louisiana dishes for me. It truly is my absolute favorite. I never get tired of it. That's me dipping that fish in there. I know that's right. It is a perfect cold weather dish if you want a break from gumbo. And also, too, they got a bunch of Friendsgiving celebrations coming up. Switch it up. Stop bringing that old Thai green bean casserole you be bringing and bring some étouffée, okay? Everybody gonna love it.